What's going on, y'all? It's your boy J.H. Gibbons here,
As we'll see.
and welcome to yet another episode of the Achromous podcast, episode 21. We made it. We're legal. We're of age.
Yay!
We out here.
Whoa! Cheers to
made it.
that, sir.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
21 weeks
21.
later.
Yeah.
21 weeks straight. Nonstop. Didn't we tell you
Yeah.
at first that we weren't going to stop doing this? And I guarantee you there's some of y'all out there that's like, nah, they're gonna stop. There's gonna be maybe after episode 10 or 11, they'll get tired of it. Life will get in their way and they won't be able to meet every week. We've literally not missed a week for the last 21 weeks, and we do not plan on doing so.
Yeah, we made it happen. Rain, sleet, or snow. Literally. We've been a part of that.
Yep.
Storms too.
Yep.
We've hit every single thing. And this cheers goes to you too, for those of you who are out there with us from day one.
Yes.
And those of you who are joining us now.
And if you're joining us now, you please hit that subscribe button. Hit it. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit all those buttons that you can on YouTube. Go crazy if you want to. I don't care. Go to Spotify. You'll see us there. Go to IG. You'll see us there. Go to Facebook. You'll see us there. Go outside. You'll see us there too. We are everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the Achromous podcast is growing, and it's constantly growing. It's growing daily. Shout out to all of those who have been on our page, commenting, asking us questions, being honest with yourself. I cannot tell you the amount of honesty I've seen on our page this past week and the weeks prior. I mean, I remember there was somebody who made a comment. I then commented on that comment, and his first comment back was, "Oh man, thank you. I didn't know you will actually respond. That means a lot." And I'm like, you're part of a community.
Yeah.
This isn't like any of those other pages out there where you write a comment and you don't get anything from it. We're a community. We're growing together. Anything that's commented on our page, we will respond to you. That's what we do.
Absolutely. I mean, as Jay said, we're a community. We're here for one another. We're all here part of a process. You chose to be here. You chose growth. You chose to build a healthy habit.
Yep.
And we are all in this together. So
every single day.
Yeah, that's it. Every single day,
every
man.
Single day.
But we forgot to tell him something, Jay, about hitting that subscribe button.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that we forgot about it.
Uh-huh.
You see that little button that's down there? It says subscribe, but what that really means is
he's about to say it again.
Free.
This is unbelievable.
It means free.
This is unbelievable.
It's free, guys.
Kicked off on YouTube for saying that. I'm gonna kick us off on YouTube.
The term subscribe is what it is, but it is a free button to hit.
Free.
And it's not going to charge you anything just to hit it, to allow us in our community to reach other people who are like-minded, just like us. And for those who are, trying to define those things and has those questions inward that they just won't ask outward to the world and to anyone, let's help bring them in the fold too, so that we can all grow together with them too, right?
Look, our DMs are always open. They're wide open. You hit us up in a message. We'll respond to you. We're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. That's what we do. We're a community. We're building. We're growing. We're getting stronger and stronger by the day. And I love seeing all of you out there create these very, very sustainable, healthy habits. That is what's important, because that'll take you to the next level.
That part right there, creating sustainable parts of yourself and just being committed to allowing that to grow and flourish.
Yeah.
That's what we are doing with ourselves. As you see with the Achromous, that's what we're giving. And we're behind the scenes. We are working on things to kind of make even more areas expand with time. So we understand what this is, and we know you understand. And thank you again so much for all of you who have reached out and just given us the support. Seriously, you guys don't know just how much that really means to us. You hear it a lot when people say it, but we genuinely appreciate it. Just the fact that if we were only able to reach one person, it would have made all the difference. But the fact that we've been having an outreach of pouring people just reaching out to let us know how much what we're doing has really been making a difference as two young brothers, just giving it the best that we can, just to be authentic and be ourselves. Thank you for allowing us to just be us. We love you. We appreciate you all sincerely, So when we say we're giving you peace, love, prosperity, and joy and sincerity, we really mean all those things at all times. So right now, this is what we're giving, is just a moment of gratitude before we really kick it in and get it into high gear. Thank you. Continue to grow with us. Continue to follow our content. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can get it first. And we can also reach everyone else. And again, as Jay said, Spotify, IG, Facebook, we're here, we're everywhere, and we're local for those who are in Maryland. You can run into us, chances are. And yeah, we'll hold a combo with you, and we'll discuss these things. And to be honest with you, things that we may discuss, you may end up seeing appear in the episode, or who knows, in the future, you might be a guest on the show as well.
Can you imagine?
I could. Yeah, we love talking.
You could imagine it too.
We
want to be here.
So
you want to be part of this conversation.
Right, Jay?
Yes. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? So let's do that, guys. So we'll go ahead and get into it and kick it into gear, right? Because we're talking about what are we talking about, Jay?
Man, we're talking about it's sort of this. It's a beautiful thing, right? It is the art of action, right?
Okay.
I say art because when you see somebody go from nothing to something, and they take advantage of all the opportunities they have in their life, and they literally glow up, they grow up, they get stronger, they get better. You could feel their aura change.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. They have mastered the art of action, the art of getting things done consistently. And I cannot tell you how important this is to do, because again, we all start from somewhere, right?
That's true.
21 episodes ago, we didn't have anything. We had just an idea.
Yeah,
that's it.
We talked
did about it.
Yeah.
We're like, man, what if we had a podcast? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Wouldn't that be interesting? Man, but we don't know what topics we're going to talk about. But we don't have proper lighting. Maybe the laptop wouldn't have enough memory to save these gems. We don't know what we're going to do. But instead, we took the risk. We took the time. We carved out time, and we grew consistently. And now we're 21 episodes in without missing a beat. Because in each one of those stages that we got through, we were absolutely consistent. There wasn't a time where we said, okay, this week we'll have to skip. Next week it's not good, I'm traveling. Next week I might not be local. There was not one time. We carved out a day, we carved out a time, we got it done. And every single Sunday at 9:30, you see these episodes every single Sunday without fail. Now, of course, you see it on YouTube, right? There's millions upon millions of different videos on YouTube, and a lot of YouTubers are as consistent. They post every day or every other day or whatever they do. They do the videos. They create content every day, every other day, and they're also consistent. But you need to know that it took time for them to get there, as it is taking time for us to get to that point. But what you have to do is you have to make sure that you get things done consistently. Imagine if at one day you told yourself, 5 years from now, I am going to have a net worth of $1 million. Just think about that in your mind. For you, what would you say to yourself if that thought crossed your mind that one day I'll have $1 million? Is that too far-fetched to you? Is that too big of a number in your mind for you to even fathom yourself getting there in 5 years?
I don't think so, honestly. I do believe it will require the right type of discipline, creating the right healthy habits and mindsets, and being driven to accomplish that goal. But I know that I personally need stepping stones and small stepping stones to get there, to make that my reality, because there is a clear goal and vision in mind. That milli,
right?
That's the objective. So what would that require me to do? Of course, a stable source of income that's going to be there, but how else can I get there? There are other avenues where, entrepreneurship is an answer.
Right.
For example, maybe I want to just go get a second job, whatever it takes to do that, whatever that looks like. Maybe start learning more about stocks and investment, which is something that I am planning to personally do and learn more in the near future. It's time and consistency, which is something as big that we're talking about. So I'm glad that came up, because that is an objective of something I intend to do. But it's about planning a course of action to get you there. So for me, I think it really just comes down strategically to putting a realistic plan in place that I can meticulously stay focused on, stay driven on, no matter how I may bend or swerve in between life events and what may happen.
Sure.
But to be consistent, just as we are consistent with the content we deliver with Achromous.
Absolutely. And so another thing too, when you're starting, when you're thinking about that mill,
Mhm.
absolutely you have to understand that you got to start small, right? Before you make a mill, you got to make a dollar, right? You got to understand the value of a dollar.
Value
You
of a
have to
dollar.
understand how that dollar can then make another dollar, how those $2 can make $100, how that
Mhm.
100 can make 1,000, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
You have to understand the strategy or a plan that you put in place
Mhm.
to be able to get you from that $1 to that $1 million.
Yes.
And you mention it right in there. You have to create these smaller steps. These smaller bits of that $1 million pie is what's going to get you there eventually.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure to get things done consistently in order to get to that point. So what I suggest
Okay.
is that you take mini milestones. You create these mini milestones to get you there. What does a mini milestone look like?
What is
I'll
that?
give you an example.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Exactly where I was
So
headed.
there you go. So if if $1 million in 5 years is what you're looking at,
Mhm.
you then have to put, let's say, a mini milestone for that would be, in a year my net worth will be close to a, let's say, $250,000, right? I'm just
Mhm.
throwing a number out there. So if you're doing the math, 250,000 with 4 years, that's a mil, right? So that's a mil and four. But let's decrease that a little bit more. Let's say, I want to have $175,000 to my name, right? How are you going to get there in a year? You break that down again. As you mentioned, when it came to stocks, or it came to finding another job,
Mhm.
it came to decreasing your expenses, increasing the money you make in order to increase your net worth,
Mhm.
right? So then you take that a step further back and you say, okay, how can I make that? How can I shorten that even more? If I need to get another job, that means there's something else I'm doing in my life where I have to carve out some time.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe I don't go to the gym every single evening. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I go to this part time job. Okay, let me bring it back a little bit more. What part time jobs are out there that are hiring that I know I'll be able to work through those 3 days? Okay, I call those companies up, right? But this is where things get a little tricky. What ends up happening is that you may call up these companies, you may get a rejection, or you may not get an answer, and you may get frustrated, and then you stop. That is what happens. This is literally the reason why people don't get to those levels, because when things get tough, some people, not all people, they lose focus.
Mhm.
They may procrastinate. There may be a time where they lose focus on what their actual goal is. And I'm not even talking about the million in five.
Mhm.
I'm not even talking about the 175 in 1 year. I'm talking about just getting that job, because they then get frustrated. Their dream of making the mill goes away, their dream of getting to 175 goes away. And now they're stuck in the same spot because they didn't really understand the purpose of what that mill was going to do for them. So now they're starting from zero, and their mind is at the same spot because there isn't an emotional connection to what that money is going to do for them. If they started off by saying, that $1 million for me is going to set my family up for life, it's going to set my children up for life. My mother's never going to have to work another day in her life in 5 years, and I'll make sure of that. I will be able to pay for the surgery for my cousin or my nephew who was just in a bad accident, my brother who was in a bad situation. I'll be able to pay off his medical bills if I am able to get that money in the next 5 years. When you make that emotional connection, it all of a sudden gives you a purpose. It gives you an opportunity to say, beyond every single obstacle that comes my way, I know this is exactly what I want to do because I am emotionally connected to the result. I'm emotionally connected to the reason why I'm looking for that money, why I'm trying to get that money now.
Mhm.
So now it's more of a different approach. Your mind is now on that solution of changing your life or changing somebody else's life in this way.
Mhm.
So every time that thought comes in your mind that I'm not going to be able to get that far, I'm too busy, I look, nobody's hiring, that comes back in your mind, and that then drives you to get to that point. So getting through those mini milestones, I suggest that you create some type of emotional connection to that goal. What is your true purpose of getting there? Why do you need that? If it is something that is only surface level, if it is not something that is impactful, it's not going to hit you enough. You're going to forget about it. You're going to get too busy to even think about it. And then it drifts away, or it's extended, or it's nothing that's tangible anymore, because there are excuses that are put into place where you no longer feel required to chase that goal or to
Mm.
chase that dream. But when something is emotionally connected to it, that has some type of time constraint with it, it'll make your journey more impactful. You'll be able to truly see and hold on to that push that you're giving in order to get through those many milestones.
Mm. Okay, I
So
see.
that is a bit of a difference than what people typically look at when they're trying to achieve a goal. They put something out there. They're like, oh, 5 years, a million, or whatever it is, but there's nothing emotionally connected to that goal, right? I mean, if your goal is to lose weight, the one thing that you're looking at is, well, I want to be here for my children. I want to be here for a long period of time because XYZ needs me. I'm close to having type 2 diabetes. This is what I need to do in order to live longer. So that sort of emotional connection that's tied to your goal will get you towards that goal.
Mm. Okay,
Try it.
I agree. I think
Yes.
that totally makes sense. Is your why?
Mm,
It allows you to focus in that tunnel vision
sure.
and to stay driven.
Yep.
And I think you really do have to find that part that's within you that connects with that your purpose. Because if you don't really have a true sense of purpose, then the foundation of what you're building it on is not going to be stable enough.
Hmm.
And anytime you face any adversity in that, it will deteriorate with time,
Yep.
because you will face adversity. You know what I mean?
All
You
the time.
you're going to face it as you're
Yeah.
going through that process of trying your best to be consistent through the most difficult of times.
Hmm.
That's where you learn more about your character, and you learn more about how driven you really are.
Yep.
When you face those moments of adversity, and creating the right tools and tactics to hold yourself like accountable to it. So
Yep.
with that being the case, Jay,
Hmm.
what would you recommend for folks that get to that point where they need to sustain ways to hold themselves accountable through that process when times are difficult, when they're hitting in those rough patches, in those mini milestones?
Hmm. That's a good question. So I think what people need to do to get to that point is you have to be able to understand what progress is and how that looks.
Hmm.
I think what ends up happening, especially if they're starting out, they can't see how far they've come from when they started. They aren't able to hold on to that vision anymore, because they believe that they should be further along than they are. And look, it happens to us all the time. Every time we're I have to remind ourselves, right? We have to remind ourselves that we're 21 weeks into this. We're at episode 21.
21.
Every time I think of that, it's like, that to me is unbelievable. It's something that we created out of nothing,
Yes.
right? We couldn't one day say, okay, tomorrow we're just gonna create 21 episodes of a podcast, because it wouldn't work that way.
Mm.
There wasn't you We had to literally start with nothing.
Yes.
We had to take our time and move through to make sure that each and every episode is impactful. And we had to have a purpose, right? We had to have
Yes.
an emotional connection to why we were doing this, why our lives are much better from doing this. And with the knowledge that we have,
Mhm.
we want to be able to pass that on to people who are struggling,
Yes.
because we once were and still are,
Yes.
right? So I think that portion is what would help people. But the progress in it, right? We see we it's not even just the metrics, right? I'm not even
Mhm.
talking about followers or views or clicks or anything. It is the people who are following us that write back to us and say, "Yo, this changed me. This changed my
Yeah.
life. I love when you guys talked about XYZ." And the good part is, when some of these people say this, those messages, those gems that we gave out are like 20, 30 minutes into the episode.
Very much.
So it's not
Yes.
even the beginning, right?
Yeah.
It's not the end, it's in the middle. So you know that they're watching this
Right.
because they're picking up gems, they're learning it. And so that, for me, that progress that I'm seeing by being able to help somebody else, like you said at the beginning, even if it's one person,
One person.
being able to feel that and see that is what drives me. So that progress is motivational to me because I'm like, well, there is absolutely no reason for us to stop. We have to hold ourselves accountable that we are providing some really, really great things to these people. Great messages, great gems, great advice, great tips based on our own experiences. And that is something that's real and people feel it.
Yes.
So the fact that we are driven to have people feel this so that they can live a life of purpose, so that they can change their ways, so that they can become better and live more fulfilling lives is exactly what gives us that sort of that's that if that we got to push this, we got to do this, we got to keep pushing. And it's literally those mini milestones that we created maybe the first few times that we've done this podcast, right? We need to figure out how to produce it. We had to figure out how to adjust the sound. What is our starting video going to look like? How are we going to record this, right? All of those questions have to be answered at some point, or else we wouldn't have gotten to 21 episodes.
Very true.
So we had to answer that every single episode we did until it became habitual, until it became something that we're not even thinking about anymore. We know we sit down, once we're done, we know how it's produced, we know when it's going to air, we know when it's out there, we know when we're promoting it. It all ends up becoming automatic. So it's, for me, it's those mini milestones, and then it's the progress behind it that provides that motivation. I honestly think without progress, it's tough to hold on to motivation. I think it's tough to sustain motivation without progress. If you're losing weight, if you have a trainer, you're going to the gym, but you're not seeing the weight come off, you're not getting stronger, you're not going to be motivated to go. You're not going to be motivated to change around your nutrition so that it benefits you, so that you could see that progress. So in of itself, it's like you're somewhat wasting time, but then you're self-sabotaging, making it harder for you to actually get those goals. So when you hit those mini milestones, a mini milestone, if you're trying to lose 50 pounds by the end of the year, you could lose 5 pounds in a week, right?
Yeah.
Or 5 pounds in 3 weeks, rather. So when you see that, you're like, wow, I am now connected emotionally to the fact that I'm 5 pounds lighter than I was a couple weeks ago. My pants are a little bit more loose. My shirt's a little bit more loose. My gosh, I got to go shopping for more clothes, and I'm happy for that because I am now a size down, right? 4 months in, 5 months in, you're getting praise. People are loving the way you look. You feel better about yourself. For the first time, you're going to the pool with your shirt off.
Yeah.
All of these different things happen with those mini milestones. You can't lose 45 pounds in a day. That's not what you should hold yourself up to against. You shouldn't. And
Yeah.
even if you see somebody else do that, don't hold yourself to that number.
That's their standard.
That's theirs.
That's for them.
Their standards are different. Their bodies are different. Their situations are different. You don't know if they have chefs on call. You don't know if they have world renowned personal trainers that they're using. You don't know that. You only have your goals. You have yourself. You have your person. You have to make that progress in order to be further along the journey than you are now. So I fully believe that as long as you are making progress, you'll be motivated to keep pushing.
So I guess in all, it really, that is what it is your purpose. It defines what that is for you, which ultimately just kind to help you better have an understanding of your direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yep. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, you have to understand what that purpose is. And only you could understand what it is for you.
Yeah.
That I think is the tricky part, because in some instances it's tough to get really honest with yourself.
Oh,
It's very tough to do so.
it's one of the, it's probably in my opinion, the hardest thing you'd ever do is to be honest with yourself, to be your toughest critic, even when you know you're not your best. That inner voice tells you. It tells all of us, and you can lie to anyone else but yourself.
Can't lie to yourself.
So when you are strayed away from your purpose, whatever that looks like in life, you know. That quiet voice in the back of your mind lets you know that instinctual feeling that you have, that we all get.
Yep.
It's your reason. It's telling you. So heed it. Follow it. Don't ignore it. Because if you do, you're shortchanging yourself in life. And life is too precious to do that to yourself.
It's way too short.
It really is.
Unpredictable.
So again, I guess just understanding your path, understanding what that looks like for you, and just realizing that you have to really trust in your purpose. You have to protect it. You have to nurture it. You have to develop it. You have to grow with it. And you have to steer the course.
Yeah.
And as you grow through it, you'll understand by navigating through that process what's really for you to get to that objective, because it changes just like we do. But the end result is the same, right? So you employ the tactics that you need to get there. As long as you are better today than you were yesterday, you are making progress, and that's consistency in itself.
And that right there should motivate you.
Absolutely.
You're like, oh my God, I am feeling better. I'm breathing better. My mind is more clear than it was yesterday.
Yes.
I am making progress, and I must continue to be consistent if I'm going to reach the pinnacle.
That part. The emotional tie to your purpose is what that goes back to. What we were saying earlier, right?
Yes.
So holding on to that and then finding a way to tie it together like Gorilla Glue. Put it there, lock it, protect it, use affirmations. I say this all the time, and we talk about this. Affirmations are a big part of our lives. This is what we do. And it helps us to realign things in a way that you check yourself. It's a reality check, is what it is. So in order to stay, consistent in the art of action, apply these methods and these tools to your life for you as an individual, not the next person. I can't base my success and what I'm doing through my aspirations and growth based on what Jamal vision is.
Right. Exactly.
We may fall in line with each other's sense of purpose, but ultimately how we get there is driven by us leading the way and then supporting one another's vision to help get there along the way.
That's exactly right.
But the end goal is still the same. So think about those things, because what you're getting right now are really true raw gems to kind of really help you apply this process to your thought process and how you will move forward in setting these goals with realistic expectations and true stability to allow you to get there.
Why do you think it's important to be realistic? I mean, I know in the self-help industry, I mean, there are books out there where they tell you do not be realistic in your goals. Don't think that you're going to be worth $20 billion, right? Like why stop at 1 million? Why not go to 10 billion? Why not get there? How do you feel about that notion of being unrealistic with your goals?
Oh, for me, I guess it's just personally, I'm a realist. So it's like, before I can fabricate the idea to myself that the 20 billion is that number there for me personally, I need the stepping stones, right? So to be quite frank, we can even say 100K. How do we get there? You want to reach something that's attainable. Otherwise, you're just spewing at the mouth for the sake of it. You're just hearing yourself talk, and true is more detrimental to you than anything.
And then you never actually start.
It's just like, for example, with fitness, with a lot of folks not attacking anyone, but you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. That's the same concept. It's the same concept. I'll do it tomorrow, right?
Let's think about tomorrow, though. How arrogant do you have to be that you're going to wake up?
I mean, how,
like, the arrogance of some people.
Take it back. Like, are we giving this next second?
Yeah.
Thank you. So glad to still be here.
Right?
But like,
thank God this roof ain't fall. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
thank God these walls ain't falling down around us.
Right.
Like, the arrogance of some people to say that next week I'll get it done.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, who told you you're gonna be here? Who told you you were going to be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
We're not wishing death, but nobody knows when it's going to come.
But hey, you know what definitely helps realistically, if we're focusing on it from a health perspective, since we're referencing fitness,
Sure.
taking care of yourself as best you can.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a given. It's not a guarantee that you're going to make it to tomorrow, but you're one step better than you were yesterday.
Yep.
No different than the same rule of applying that process to getting to that million.
Mhm.
Ultimately, someday, if you manage yourself well enough, you're going to grow that goal naturally because it's become a part of you because you're emotionally tied to that part of your purpose.
Yep.
So you will grow and you're going to hit that million. And then it's going to be 2. Then it's going to be 3 because it's a part of repetition of the actions you took that you formulated something that was successful for you.
They
You
always
figured
say-
out the art for you.
Absolutely. They always say the first meal is hardest.
Oh, absolutely. I totally believe that
Yeah.
concept, you know,
Yeah.
with financially speaking. But I think anything like that is always the hardest, you know, with
First of
fitness,
everything.
the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
jog,
yeah,
the first run. Personally, when I got back into when I really committed myself, we've talked about this a bunch of times. It was tough. It was tough to put myself out there, but I was so tired with the idea of not being comfortable in who I was that I wasn't applying my best effort, and I knew it that I had to give myself the best shot I could by going full throttle. And what happened over time, the art of action was happening without me really realizing that was happening. And I started building and reconstructing from everything that was demolished before, cleaned it out and start from scratch. And the blueprint of what was happening is already there. And I just didn't realize it. And it's just been growing. Even now, it's still growing to the next level where, like with fitness, as you know, like I'm very fit, but I'm at that next stage now where I want to build another part to me. And I'm working at it. I'm grinding to do that. But course of action is what needs to happen. Consistency still has to happen. My base has to still be what it is. My purpose still has to fall in line emotionally with why I'm driven. And that's what it is. This is what is going to get you to ultimately where you're trying to go. So these are just really good examples that we're trying to share, realistic examples, where you are setting, as Jay said, those mini milestones to accomplish it. But again, you gotta recognize like how do you emotionally tie with your purpose to get there? Like how does all of that fall in line with one another? And really comes back to you as a person of what are you willing to give? What are you willing to sacrifice to maintain that consistency? Part of the 21-3 method as well. When you really think about it, that will be given to you soon. That's something that to look forward to. That's going to definitely help you with the art of consistency and the art of action. Because it's something that's realistic. It's not just something that's just being said. Something these are action that we're taking and are taking every day.
Absolutely. And we also talk about that emotional connection in that guide. I mean, this practical guide literally takes you through every single day, from the time you got up, you hit that workout, you got back, we went through what your thoughts were, how you felt both physically and emotionally, and how you should also feel, how you will feel after these workouts. It's the first sessions are going to be very hard for you. It's going to be difficult. But once you understand that purpose, once you understand how to build those healthy habits, once those 21 days are over, you will understand how to sustain them. And I think that is the biggest thing when it comes to, I mean, you've seen some of these diet fads out here. You've seen people lose a ton of weight, maybe 25, 30 pounds, but all they're doing is drinking kale shakes every single day. That's all they're doing. So sure, okay, there's a certain vitamin, I don't know, vitamin B, vitamin C, it's probably through the roof, but everything else is terrible. You're not getting any protein from that. You're not getting all of the other nutrients that your body needs to be healthy, to be whole. So what's going to happen as soon as your body gets that taste of some sort of protein-based thing or meat or food in general, it's going to blow right back up. Those cravings are going to come right back, and it's going to hit you hard because your body was looking for that for so long. It was craving it. It was starving for that. So that's why with this, we show you something that is sustainable, consistent, and sustainable. That is what we're trying to teach you. We're trying to teach you that you must be consistent if you're going to truly get things done. If you're truly going to look back at the end of your life, at the end of your days, and be like, man, I did everything that I knew I could. I lived up to my potential. There's nothing left here for me. My story is written. My book is closed.
Mhm.
I'm moving on.
How
Like
fulfilling is that?
how many people in this life do you think have had the opportunity to do that? A percentage. Just give me a percentage off the top of your head.
Shoot, honestly, it's. I just think it's not enough.
Hmm.
I
I'm gonna
wouldn't
say
even
it's
dare.
probably single digits,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like
I agree. I'm too
yeah,
scared to even say that because
yeah.
it's unfortunate, but we hope to be a part of that percentage. We
Hmm.
aim to be, which is why we are doing what we're doing, and we
Yep.
hope that you can be a part of that fulfillment of
Hmm.
oneself.
Yep.
That's all we hope
That's why
for.
we're here.
So, I think today we did a really good job in bringing that across,
Hmm.
delivering that content of the message for what it is, and wanting to know really, um, how are you going to go about this process for you guys?
Mm.
We've shared how we're going about it, but how about you? How do you plan to take action? Not tomorrow, because remember, tomorrow's not promised, but today.
Can't be. Yeah.
How do you do it
Yep.
as of this episode? How do
Mm.
you do it right now? Because you're here, so you can't ignore it anymore now, guys. So we're putting it to the front and center, right? We're letting them know because you're right here
Feeling a
now.
little iffy right
So
now.
so
You
so
might feel a little
I
uncomfortable.
know some people don't like to feel like that way, but hey, this is for yourself. This
Yeah.
is for you.
Hmm.
So we're just that voice of reason. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do,
What are you gonna do, Jay? What do we? How do they manage that? We told
man?
them, right?
Gave
So
them all the gems.
I
I
think we
mean,
did.
yes. I mean, starting small, understanding the power of progress. How
Yes.
does that look? Yeah, I'm telling you, progress is your key to motivating you.
Yes.
Once you see those changes, you'll be motivated to continue to build, to continue to see more changes, and to ultimately level up. And of course, accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got friends, you've got people who love you,
Mm-hmm.
you've got people out there who are looking at you
Very
and,
true.
and pushing you and saying, man, you got this, bro. Keep going. What you're doing, we love. We
Yes.
want more. We want more. Keep going. And I think the most underrated thing here,
Okay.
the thing that people sometimes miss, is that understanding your path part. That understanding your path part, I would say, is the secret gem in this,
Yes.
because that is something that is not talked about much. I mean, people say get on your path or find it, but
Mm-hmm.
understand what that is. What does that look like for you? Right?
Mm,
You can't read that in a book. You can't read that online. It's not there for you because they're not you.
very true.
They're not you. You are the only person who can understand what that path is for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you must take those steps. You must get on those little mini milestones. That progress will be your motivation, and that accountability will help you stay on track to ultimately understand and get to the point where the action is now an art. Ah, beautiful.
I like that. I
Ah,
like that.
ah.
The action is not an
Oh my
art.
goodness.
That's
Wow.
it.
This was amazing, man. Again, it's yet another one, right? Episode 21.
Another one.
Episode 21 is in the books, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Woo. How you feel?
Well, I feel good. I
Man, I feel
feel
great.
ready to continue working on
Hmm.
that. I
Yeah.
continue to take the gems that we've
Just
shared
continue
and
pushing, just to
keep pushing.
continue building, continue learning more about ourselves on this journey, continue to learn more about our community on
Yes.
this journey. I mean, I look forward to these every single week.
Mhm.
And in between the time that we don't have to share these podcasts, I look forward to hearing from you guys.
Yes.
Now, of course, look, to those who are just joining us today, number one, we thank you.
Thank you.
We thank you. I know it took some time to get here. I know you were probably asking yourself, well, where in the world was this many years ago when I truly needed it? But let me tell you something here. For those of you who have been following along and still do not understand how to find us, number one, you should be ashamed. Let's just put that out there while we're standing here, because Achromous
Mhm.
is literally the place you need to be to understand how you can live a more fulfilling life through sustainable healthy habits.
Yes. Yes.
If you don't know that now, I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what they're looking for.
I
Man.
mean, maybe they just kind of want to hear us go repeat it again of the ways they can reach us.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's what it is.
YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Spotify.
Sounds about right.
And there's that word that you said at the beginning that I can't repeat because I don't believe it.
Yeah. Free on YouTube, where you can watch full content of what we provide of these episodes
Free
of the podcast.
Unbelievable.
And you just want to hit that subscribe button that you see below there that you're watching. And again, that button represents free, where it allows you to receive the content, and it allows us to have more viewership for others to reach them as well for this message, right? We don't want to hold this secret gem to ourselves, right? We want to get it out there for free. See how his mind is blown right now? It just, he has a hard time processing that. But you know what, guys? I'm going to continue to be consistent to let you know it's free. You like that?
So that burns me up every time to know that you're getting some really, really good gems for free.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. So I'm going to continue to tell you guys. We love it, man.
They deserve it.
They deserve it.
Here, for watching this, for taking the time out of their busy Sunday to get on this and really understand what it takes to get things done consistently. Look, we thank you. So it's going to remain free.
Yes. So be sure to subscribe, guys. Why you subscribe while it's there,
please,
and continue to grow with us.
Yes,
and stay with us.
Yeah, there's sometimes where I mean, you saw the facial expressions every time you say free.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes I feel like I gotta keep my emotions in check.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. Like sometimes I'm just a little bit crazy emotionally, where I'm just, I don't know. It's like some sort of like immaturity there or something, where I'm over here, I'm over there. I'm
emotional maturity.
Oh,
this is what you're suffering from, sir.
Oh no.
Emotional maturity. Because it's free. So check this out, guys. How about we discuss that on next week's topic? Developing emotional maturity.
You went there, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we kind of need to, buddy. I think we kind of need to have the conversation. And honestly, I think there's a lot of people that's going to love the fact that that's the next content that we're going to be delivering to you.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of people who hate that that's the next content. So let's not get that mistaken. There are going to be some hurt feelings listening to this for people who are trying to develop emotional maturity, or at least know what that looks like. Because let me back up there.
Please do.
Trying to develop emotional maturity. Okay. How many people do you think will come and be like, yeah, I'm open, let's get emotionally mature?
That wall is about to be pretty high up, sir.
You're gonna lose some followers next Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
But hey, once we provide the tools to develop that emotional maturity, they'll be back.
Absolutely. They'll come back and you'll be like, you know what? This is what I was missing.
Absolutely.
This is what I was lacking. Yeah. And it took these two brothers to tell me.
Yep. The Achromous way.
That's what we do.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do. So, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it has been an absolute pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy this blessed week. It is going to be amazing. Next weekend is Father's Day weekend. Wow. Wow.
Well.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Well, man, this is going to be a topic for that weekend. Let me
tell you. Buddy. It's going to get good.
Woo! If you are not around next Sunday at 9:30, I don't know where you are, but it ain't as important as being here. Let me tell you that.
Absolutely.
So until next Sunday, it's your boy, J.H. Gibbons.
As we'll see.
Peace.